If you are new to my channel, I encourage you to look at my content. If this is a channel that you need in your life, that you really enjoy, go ahead and click that red subscribe button down below. As well, you should see like right here or right here somewhere, there's a little icon of me. It's like my little picture. You can actually click on that and click subscribe right now as you're watching this video. It's gonna be on either bottom side of this video. So go ahead and subscribe. It's really easy to do. It's free. If you don't have a YouTube account, all you have to do is create an account to log in, and you can subscribe to any channels that you love, including mine. So make sure you do that. I'm currently drinking coffee. So yes, let's get right into it. But I welcome newcomers. I welcome my my beautiful tribe that has been with me since the beginning of Soul Sessions. I welcome you in to a safe space. No, it's not going to be the most positive energy that I have all the time, just because I am currently at a vibration that's not my best, but I think this is the best time to share all of this with you guys. And again, this channel is about being transparent, being open, being honest, and trying to help those that are currently dealing with the same things, that are going through it. You're not alone. All right, you guys, so let's get right into it. I just want to tell you a little bit about like what depression is to me and what it does to me, and just a little brief overview of that with myself dealing with that. Honestly, if you haven't seen a video I've done before, it's called My Truth, and I just opened up about like as brief as I could make it, because it would have been long, of my history, of me, of what I've gone through in my life. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna have it pop up here. Make sure you check that video out so you can kind of get more detail about what I'm talking about. Go check that out. But for those of you that don't know or haven't seen it yet, just really quick, years ago, I did try to commit suicide, and that was a really dark point in my life where I really was just not in a good place, and I didn't know that I wasn't in a good place. I just know that I felt like crap, and my life was crap, and my life is much better now. I'm not the same person I used to be, but I still deal with depression, like from time to time. Like yesterday, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't know why, but again, it's never on a consecutive time. It just randomly pops up for me again, and it allows me to self-reflect every single time. It allows me to see why I'm still not happy, and even if I don't understand at the moment where that depression is coming from, after I get through it again, I understand why it keeps resurfacing. Okay, so long story short, I've dealt with a lot in my life, and some things are out of my control, but a lot of what's going on in my life is in my control, and that's because either I allow it or I don't allow it, that type of thing. Anyway, so yesterday it hit me like a ton of bricks, just randomly. I don't know why I felt like crap, but I felt like crap. And depression is, for me, not just, oh, I feel sad today. Depression is like, I feel, for me, when it hits me, this is how it makes me feel. So hopefully this gives you a better understanding of what you might be dealing with if you're not sure if you deal with depression or not. Depression for me makes me feel like I have no purpose here. I don't know what I'm doing here. I feel so empty. So empty to the point where it's like I feel like I have nobody. I'm alone. I feel worthless. I feel like I have no purpose. I never would try to commit suicide again, but it makes me feel like I just don't want to be here, almost like I want to die. Like, to be honest with you guys, 100% honest. Again, I never get to the point where I want to do something and try to kill myself, but it just, those thoughts, those worthless, empty thoughts take over, and I feel like I have no purpose. And you guys know a lot of my content has to do with finding your purpose, finding your happiness, kind of staying in alignment with your truest, highest, happiest self. And yes, that's me most of the time. but I still battle with these things, y'all. And the reason why I'm able to make those videos is because I've gone through, and I'm still going through my own shit. So I'm teaching you how I get through it, how I work through it. And so this is me just being honest with you guys and saying I still deal with stuff just like you. Even though I make all these positive videos, I'm able to do that because I am working on myself. So that's just a disclaimer. We all go through our own stuff. I'm not always 100% happy and vibe high and like, but I allow myself to get through what I need to get through. I'm learning as I'm growing, and it just is what it is. So just really quick, depression that's what it makes me feel like, and so you're not alone if you deal with that too. If you do, feel free to comment below. Anything to support each other, to help each other understand that you're not alone. Share your own tips and techniques after watching this video of what you do to help yourself. And make sure you guys connect with me on my Instagram, where I post more content. I post daily on there. Every single day I'm posting something, whether it's a message that I receive or an update of my newest video, anything like that. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and stay connected with me on there. I would love to connect with you on my Instagram too. So for those of you watching, I don't want this video to be all about like this negative, like dark vibe, this dark place, because I don't want you watching that's not currently going through that or doesn't deal with that. I really have this thing where I don't always want to express these things because I'm honestly afraid that that energy is going to be transferred onto those watching, and that's not what I want. That's not the point of this video. So just be aware that's not my intent, but I wanted to be transparent and share what I go through because I know there's people that deal with it, and I know there's people that are afraid to ask for help or afraid to share, fear of what others think. I don't give a fuck. Like, whoever views this and thinks some type of thing or judges, like, it's not for them. It's for the people that this is going to help. So that's that. Again, all of this stuff, as if you guys can't tell already, I think about every little thing. And so I do believe that my depression comes from the anxiety I deal with that stems from something else. Why am I overthinking everything? Why am I worried about what other people think? Being vulnerable. Honestly, when I overthink about others or fear of the unknown sometimes for myself. So I do believe depression is not just, all of a sudden I have depression. Depression stems from something more, that stems from something else. If you're dealing with this, I want you to dive deeper into yourself today and ask yourself, where is this coming from? It's the simple questions that lead to the big answers that you've been looking for. And even if you don't receive those answers when you ask yourself these questions, they will be revealed to you, but you have to keep doing the work on it. Asking yourself, where is this coming from? Why do I think this way? Who told me this? All these questions, honestly, when I ask myself these things, it's like, these are things I'm making up in my own head. Or they're problems stemming from childhood that I haven't fully gotten over, and I think I have. Sometimes it's a lot of, you sweep things under the rug. You don't deal with the problem. You cover up the problem with things that make you forget about it or make you happy at the moment, but you have to face that ugly truth. You have to face it head on, and you have to get angry about it. You have to get upset about it. You have to feel that emotion. You can't push that emotion to the side. You can't say, you know what, I'm going to forget about it. Oh, and everything's better now, because it's going to keep resurfacing just like it has for me. You know, I do believe that I can fully get rid of my depression. I may sometimes feel sad about something, but depression is curable. I know that. I just have to honestly be honest with myself. I have to be truthful and say, I'm not doing what I need to do. I'm not happiest, or I'm not the happiest I can be, because there's certain things that I still haven't done yet, not doing, you know, not being motivated to do, not doing the work I need to do for myself. I have to be honest with you guys. This is what this channel is about. And yes, for the most part, I am a very happy, positive person. But we all have two sides to ourselves. We have our highest self and our lowest self. And lowest self is when you have to dig deeper and say, all right, why do I keep having these problems? You know, why am I not happy in life? It's because mostly you're not doing what you need to do in order to achieve greater things. So for me, you guys, I still am finding my purpose in life. And that's hard for me to say to you guys, because I make a lot of videos on finding your purpose and finding your happiness. And that's true. Those videos are true. Those are things that I know how to do. But while I'm working on finding my purpose, as I'm finding my happiness, which I know how to do, I still am thinking about financially, how can we be stable? I want to live the life that I have in mind for myself. I want to live the life that I dream of. And that's me working with my herbs and healing people through herbs, through herbal medicine, through natural way of living. That's my desire. Honestly, I don't think I've ever told you guys that, but I know what I want to do. I know exactly what I want to do. The problem is I stop myself because I don't know if it's a fear. I don't know if it's, I don't know how yet. I don't know if it's, I don't have people to look up to, because that has a big influence on your life. You know, who's around you, who's doing what. I don't know where to start. And when I make these videos on finding your happiness and finding your purpose and doing what makes you happy, those are the things that I do to help become aligned with my purpose in life. The problem is I don't know where to start in order to start my career. Because let's be honest, I have this desire of a goal in mind of the life I want to live, right? I know exactly. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. I know what it looks like. Like, I already have this vision in my mind, and that is literally, if I died and I was able to do that in this life, I'd be happy. I know that I fulfilled my purpose. The problem is I get stuck in my own mind and stop myself from like starting somewhere, starting with anything. So I have an issue with like not knowing what to do or how to do it or how to start it. You know, it's small steps for me. It's me. If you guys have never seen if you're new to my channel, you've never seen any of these videos, I've done videos on my herbal teas that I make from home. I make my own tea, and that is my medicine. So working with herbs, the small steps for me are buying herbs, starting a mini apothecary, and having like my own herbal medicine cabinet at home. To me, that's the first step. Okay, but what's the next step? So I just want to make you guys aware, I've been thinking of taking or going back to school, but not college, I just want to get certified. It's not just I want the certification. I honestly want to go for me, like just to make me feel better. For me doing like whatever it is that I can do that aligns me with my purpose. What makes me happy is taking classes on herbs or holistic healing. And this is something that I know that I could have been doing, but I just haven't yet. And it's me asking myself, okay, well, what makes me happy? And what can I do to kind of just go towards that? All right. This is all about just you becoming aligned with what makes you happy. going with your flow. If you guys have not seen that video, I did a video, my most recent one before this, going with your flow, finding your happiness. And that's just doing what makes you feel good. So it's me making a list of the things that I enjoy doing, what makes me happy, what I'd like to do, and then researching more into those things. What can I do that allows me to do that? So it is doing work, and it seems simple, but for people that deal with depression, our mind stops us always when you're going through that. Now, I go through moments where I get like this, and then after I get through it, I'm so motivated and I take care of so many things and I evolve. But this is a part of the process for me. This is my truth. This is what I deal with. So the process is me still working on what has not been worked on yet, what has not been addressed yet, getting through that and growing from that and becoming stronger. So no, this is not something that I deal with constantly, but it resurfaces from time to time, and it makes me feel like it slows me down almost. I feel it pulling me down. I feel myself like it sucks the life out of me, you guys. I don't like feeling like I don't have purpose. I don't like feeling like all this love and this healing that I share with you guys, it's hard, and I feel vulnerable to say, okay, well, I'm going through some shit, and to be honest, I'm not feeling the greatest right now. I'm not taking my own advice. I'm not allowing myself to heal. I'm just pulling myself down. And I just wanted to share with you guys, it is a mental thing that in return, like, it takes a toll on my physical. I feel spiritually, physically, mentally weak right now. And that's not to say I'm always going to feel like this. This is not how I am usually, but this is something that I deal with. So when you're going through this, it's important that you have people around you that really have your best interests at heart, that you really feel comfortable enough to tell these things to. Because if you can't tell these things to your friends, to your loved ones, either that's, a problem for you that you can't speak up, or it's literally they've shown to you that they don't care. They don't have your best interests at heart. They're not there for you. They don't support you. They don't truly love you. As soon as you find out that there's people in your life like that, you do not want those kind of people in your world, like in your reality around you. Because if they're not helping you through your journey, if they're not supporting you, if they're not loving on you, or understanding of what you're going through, or trying to do anything they can to uplift you, why do you have any of those kind of people around you? They're not benefiting you. And it's hard enough when you're hard on yourself. So what I'm telling you from personal experience, cut anybody out of your life that does not want the best for you. And they will show themselves to you as soon as you allow yourself to be vulnerable. I'm being vulnerable with you guys. If I lose followers, I don't want those kind of people on my channel. If I gain followers, then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Why I created this channel was to connect with you guys. Why I created this channel was to heal together. And in order to do that, I have to be honest with you guys of how I'm healing and what I'm doing. Okay, so this is something, you guys, all of these ideas I had for this video, I wrote a while ago. And so I'm glad I still have it, and I'm just going back to this and seeing what I read. So these are things that I wrote down that helped me get through that and deal with the situation and feel what I need to feel. So I wrote down, listen to anything that's uplifting to you, that's positive to you, that brings life to you. That's music, that's podcasts, that's self-help, reading self-help, anything that helps you become better, that helps uplift your spirit. And sometimes you may say, well, how will I know like what's best for me to listen to? And that's me going back always to tell you, being mindful of how your energy is while you listen to those things or read those things. Do you feel worse? Does it make you feel like you're in a darker place? Does it make you feel heavy? Does your heart feel heavy? These are things that I look out for when I listen to a song. My spirit immediately will tell me if it's a low vibration or a high, or just exactly what I need or not what I need. Like, it's just, does your body feel tense? Like, does your heart feel heavy? Does your mind hurt? Does your mind hurt? Does your head hurt? Does your mind become darker? These thoughts, do they produce darker thoughts or negative thoughts or sad thoughts? Be mindful of that, because it's not really helpful in that situation for you to grow out of that situation, to feel better, to bring more awareness into your life at that moment. So that's my biggest tip, is everything you intake, be mindful of what your spirit tells you about that, about the food you eat, about the things you watch, about the people you're around, about what you're listening to. Anything, does it bring you higher? Does it drag you down lower? That's my biggest thing I want to say. Another thing is, talk to someone. I honestly was hesitant to make this video at this time because I'm currently in that mind state, but I wanted to. I had to. And I want to be vulnerable with you guys. I'm okay with that. It's just a little scary sometimes. So being able to talk with someone is vital during this time. Like, you know, I may feel like, just to be quite honest, sometimes I feel like I let so much onto my husband all the time, because we live together, because we love each other, because we are partners in this life together. I sometimes overthink and say, you know what, he doesn't need to hear all my problems. He's heard it before. But if I don't talk to him, who am I going to talk to? It's vital that you have someone. You don't have to have a group of people, but have one person that you can talk to, that you can trust, that you know has your best interest at heart. Talk to them and let it out. Because if you don't, you're going to internalize everything. And that's going to create more problems. You have to let it out. Even if you just write it down. Like, if you can't talk to somebody, write it down. Record yourself. And then when you're out of that state, you need to listen to it and understand from a different perspective, now that you're out of it, how you sound, how you felt. Be able to look at yourself from an outside perspective and say, damn, I never want to get back there again. Or, I see what the problem was now. I've never done that, but like, think about it. What can you do to release those thoughts? Write it down, talk to somebody, record yourself, be able to understand it from a different perspective. Because when you internalize, you sometimes lock it in, and it becomes your reality, and it's permanent, and you don't want it to be permanent. You want to release it somehow. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable to the right people, because you never know who you can help as you're helping yourself. That's why I make these videos too. Like, I know my gifts, and I know that's a gift of being emotional and sympathetic, empathetic, vulnerable. Like, I take pride that I can be emotional. I take pride in that, and not everybody can do that. I may be overly emotional sometimes, overly sensitive, but that's a gift of mine. Your downfalls are sometimes your gifts that are able to help other people out there. So keep that in mind, you beautiful being you. Go towards only what makes you happy. And I cannot tell you what makes you happy. You know what makes you feel good and what makes you happy. So during that time, try your best to just do that. Take the first step and say, you know what? I don't feel like doing anything, but I'm gonna just go outside. Try your best to do it. It doesn't always work, but just try. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Just feel. We have become, in this world in general, we have become so accustomed to just like brushing it under the rug, trying to fucking get it out of the way, not dealing with it, desensitizing ourselves to what is real. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are real. Your feelings matter. So if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're depressed, whatever it is, you gotta feel that. My biggest thing is when I try to just like oh, it's no big deal. I'm good. I'll be fine. Da da da. It comes back up because it wasn't dealt with. You have to deal with it. You have to feel it. Even if it hurts, you have to go through that in order to grow. I'm telling you, you have to feel what you need to feel during that time. So if you are in a depressed state, if you're sad, fucking cry. Cry. Just cry. Stop being so scared to feel. I love you and I support you, and I really want you to just know what it feels like to have emotion and feel again, if you're someone that just like always wants to not feel. Because I'm a feeler. I like to cry. I like to share, but it's hard for me to always do that with other people because I'm always thinking that people won't understand, or they think that I'm overly sensitive and I'm dramatic, whatever. So I'm sharing with you guys, my YouTube family, my tribe. I'm feeling with you guys right now. And I watched lots of movies yesterday where I was able to cry. So it felt good. Being mindful of what you say and you do. Your words are powerful. We all know that. So be sure to speak well of yourself, because if you don't, then you become those negative thoughts. Again, these are things that I'm saying to help you through the situation. I must admit that I don't always take, not that I don't take my own advice. I guess you can say that. Like when I'm in those moments, it's hard for me to do what I'm sharing with you on what can help. But I know these things help because I know I've done them before. It doesn't work all the time, but I have to try. And these are things to be mindful of when you're going through that. So getting fresh air, getting exercise has a huge effect on your mental state. And I know this from experience. I know when I don't do it, I feel even worse. And I know when I do it, I'm like, everything's gonna be okay. My mind becomes clear. I become more positive. And it just like, if you're stagnant and you're not doing anything, again, personal experience, you're stagnant. Everything's stagnant. Your physical state, your mental state, your spiritual state, you're not going to grow. You're going to stay in the same state because you're not doing anything different. So please just get some fresh air and get some exercise. Being gentle on myself and just saying, you know what? I don't need to be harder on myself than it needs to be because it's not making the situation better. Be gentle on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be loving on yourself. Nobody knows how to do that for you better than you. You know what you need. You know what you deserve. You know what would help in the situation. Just be kind to yourselves. Remembering that it will pass, whatever you're going through, but you have to deal with it and you have to acknowledge it. You can't just say it'll pass. Oh, I'm okay. No, it won't last, this feeling, but it will keep coming up if you don't deal with what you need to deal with. I know the work that I need to do. And I don't want to get back to this state over and over. So I'm going to do what I need to do to evolve and become better. So just be gentle on yourself, knowing that it won't last, but allow this time to show you what it needs to show you, to reveal what you still need to work on and what still is a problem in your life. Just learn it. Just learn what you need to learn at this time and take it as a lesson that you need to learn in order to get to the next chapter of your life. Like in order to step up, right? You have to pass that level. You have to get to the finish line of that and close that chapter in order to elevate. So you have to go through this possibly to learn what you need to learn. Just be kind on yourself while you're going through that because you're an amazing person. You're not alone, and this too will pass. That's pretty much it. Like that's general what has helped me. These are things that I've actually done that have helped me. And just know that like you're not alone. Know that there are people around you that love you. And stop telling yourself you're worthless or you have no purpose, because that's going to put you in an even more depressed state. I'm telling you, it doesn't help. Love yourself. Encourage yourself, support yourself, uplift yourself, and find out what it is that you need to do in order to do that. Like, this is a blueprint of what helps me, but I want you to figure out what makes you happy. I want you to figure out what uplifts you. All these things I shared with you customize it to your own life and do what you need to do. I just want to say I love you and I support you, and I wish you nothing but the best on your journey, and I know that it will be okay, but just don't be hard on yourself, okay? I can't stress that enough. I love you guys so, so, so much. But please connect with me. Please stay connected. Make sure you click that bell icon on my channel, on my homepage here, and then you'll get notified anytime I upload a new video. So make sure you click the bell notifications, turn the notifications on, and subscribe, like, all that goodness. If you enjoyed, make sure you share this with somebody that this can help, because we all are here to heal one another. We just have to discover what healing is to ourselves first. I love you guys. I support you. I truly do. And I wish you nothing but the best along your journey. Stay tuned for the next videos to come. And thank you so much for watching.